Hi everyone, this is AG and welcome back to Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor. So I think I'm going to have a look at two stories. So let me just search through these, see like what stories that I could choose. So speaking of that, um, I have the live stream of Shunting Challenge of Percy and Fakakori already recorded as a live stream and it's already on my channel. So anyone interested could visit my channel to see the replay of the Shunting Challenge of Percy. So let me see what stories do we still have on hand that we could choose from. To have a look. So James and the Fan. What about these? So first class engine and not many stories left so far. They're like should be only four stories, including those related to James. I think there should be like four stories. So this one looks like some kind of snow scenario, snowing scenario. So maybe I'll pick this one, James and the Fan.
James and the Van. It was a frosty morning on the island of Sodor, and James was bringing a goods train from the Little Western. He was cold and tired, and wouldn't stop complaining. "I couldn't Duck or Oliver do this," he moaned. "A splendid engine like me should be pulling coaches, not these troublesome trucks." "Don't worry, James," said his fireman. "We've nearly reached the yard now, so you can have a drink and a rest before your next train." "Good," James replied. "A nice long rest will make me feel much better."
Okay, so let me see. What we're going to do is to stop at somewhere as indicated. It's at 1.1 miles away, and just as James mentioned, why not let Duck or Oliver to pull the trucks is because they do not exist in this game, so you have to do it. And Percy is just driving by, so oops, too late for him to respond to us. So anyway, let's get started. And for anyone who do not have the last version, you won't hear James complaining about this at all, because James only exists in the last version. So the whistle sign. So we could let me see. So we're going to wait, or are we going to have a green signal then? Just tell us to stop and wait at there. Oops, a little bit laggy, sorry about that. We'll change it back to driver's cab view because the bridge is blocking the camera end. So, okay, we got go signal. Oops, change it back to early. So there we go in faster speed now. That allows us to reach at about 15 miles per hour. We're changing tracks here. How many trucks are we pulling? 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be like 8 trucks. So let's go signal again. And there's the station. Cannot see, it's too fast. Okay, we're passing through a station. So going to switch it back to avoid some kind of strange camera angle. so far 6 miles, and then we are going to go for a tunnel, so I'm going to go back in driver's scan view again. Apologies for being a little bit laggy, I'm not sure why, but that's just a little bit laggy today. Changing tracks. This one so far is one of the stories that I have seen that would change the tracks so many times. Okay, I have to slow down. 25 miles per hour. So then slow down to slightly lower than that. Let's see if we'll have a go signal in there. So live stream for about 6 minutes and I already have one view, although the average viewing time is just 52 seconds, but still many thanks to that viewer. Careful to stop here. Oops, I forget that I have to stop. Oops, a little bit too far. Okay, so we're going backward then. We have to go back to the yacht siding 03. But we have to be slow, just less than 25 miles per hour. So we're going to that yacht siding 03. So we go, we have to be way slower. So this one is similar to the speed that we're doing the shunting challenge. Let the trucks to stop at there, as indicated. So just go there slowly. And we can zoom into James' face. Is he looking proud? Is he tired or whatever that is? What about the trucks behind him? Okay, smiling as always. I think I hear some sound of like a helicopter or an airplane. Doesn't matter. So we'll just stop at their point. Okay, stop here. Done.
Soon they arrived back at the yard. James was still feeling rather upset, and as he stood in the yard, the icy wind swirled around his smokebox. "Bother this cold weather," he shivered. "Right," said his fireman. "I'll jump down and uncouple the trucks. Then we can go and fetch the coaches." He walked over to the coupling and tried to uncouple it. But try as he might, it would not budge. "What's going on back there?" asked James. "I'm going to be late for my passengers." "There seems to be a problem with the coupling," said his fireman at last. "It looks like we're going to have to take the van with us." "What?" exclaimed James. "Pull my train and this horrible van too?" "No, I won't." "What would the other engines think if they found out?" "Great," grumbled the van. "Now I'm stuck behind you for the rest of the day." "Now, come on," soothed his fireman. "We must remember the passengers. We can't leave them standing out in the cold." "Fine," groaned James. "The sooner we take these passengers, the sooner I can get to the works and get my coupling fixed."
Probably we have to uncouple the trucks. Wow, look at this snowy. What, already decoupled? Why? So it's like we don't have to do anything about it. Is it because the story is actually like we cannot decouple the trucks, so not so sure why they're asking to decouple the trucks, and then it suddenly says we have completed the objective. So but anyway, let's drive to the indicated point, which is Network Yacht Hessians, which just go forward then along. Oops. Okay, we just uncouple the rest of them, but we're just stuck with one of the van or one of the trucks here. So we have to bring that trucks along with us to pull the coaches. That's what James is unhappy about. So we go slowly to reach that point and look at the snowy scenario, the scene, the land. So frosty. So let me reduce the speed, stop at that point. So. Okay, now we go backwards. We go to siding 09 to pick up the coaches, I think. It's a bit far away from here, so I cannot see it clearly, but I believe those are the coaches. Just go at this very slow speed here. Yeah, if you like watch the TV series, I don't think we usually see the engines pulling the trucks and the coaches at the same time. I think they usually just pull one of them. So I think they seldom pull two types together. But anyway, so we have to stop at that point. So there will be like 3 coaches that there. Because the green coaches, right? Stop here. Okay, still going backward to couple with the coaches. Done. And then we go forward to stop at the location as indicated. Okay, so James is now pulling a van and 3 coaches at the back. Okay, I should go faster, slightly faster, but it's gonna be that slow. We have a green signal, so there's no problem for us to go forward. So where's that point? 200 something yards. Actually, we are changing the tracks here. Can't see clearly. So there should be another intersection here. Change the tracks, but just go forward. On to the left. Gonna stop at here. Then we go backward to stop at that point to pick up the passengers from the platform. And I don't know why they allow us to go slightly faster and go forward this time. That would be better, because you know, always going so slow among the slidings, so it's just kind of panic. And we're this one, have to be careful. Zoom in a little bit to see where the coach is going to stop at. Not so clear from this angle, but I'll try my best. Okay, it should stop now, I think. Okay, lock doors on the left hand side to board the passengers. No one's moving.
James arrived at the platform, still cold and upset. As he watched the passengers begin to board the train, he was surprised to see that the passengers didn't take much notice of the ban. That's good, he thought to himself. Maybe if the passengers don't notice, then maybe none of the other engines will.
Okay, we lock the doors, and then I have to say, I think other engines will see you pulling a van and coaches at the same time, but yeah, not just so sure about if they will laugh about it. But anyway, just go to the next stop, I think. Going to Crosby, I think. It's 1.9 miles away from that place. So we could go slightly faster here. And it seems the snow doesn't really affect how we're progressing the story, because on the scripted, I think the snow is more like a visual effect more than actual, or more than actually affecting the engines running on the tracks. Maybe I'm not so sure if there's any indicators for us to see if to show if the snow will actually affect how we drive with the engines. So we speed up a little bit here. So bring a van with 3 coaches. James. Oh, I should actually take a picture here. So let me stop a while. Change angle, go closer to James. Is he going to look at this side? Let me take a picture. He's just rolling his eyes, and you see he's going to look at here. Oops. Should use the other key to capture. Done. Okay, let me go back to driving. Okay, back to normal, so go faster, and as fast as up to 15 miles per hour. I think that's the harbor beneath us. So we're past the track, this bridge again. Should be faster now, got a go signal. It's quite far away, 1.9 miles. Can't see if it's a whistle sign, but there's a low whistle anyway. We could go way faster. It's up to slightly less than 75 miles per hour. This whistle sign again. So whistle, and then go signals. Just keep going. Okay, we'll soon arrive at the tunnels, and we go back to the driver cabin's view. But I could still speed up James here, as long as we have not yet reached the speed limit. So we're going to reach the speed limit here, but it's still fine. So you see scenery again. Wow, all in white, or covered in snow. So it's really cold. So you understand why James is complaining about it. Okay, passing on the bridge, a soul sign. So there's some factories around us, small platform, nothing related to our story for this one. Really small platform, just passing by and passing through. Just going to go straightly. Continue our journey here. How fast can I go? Okay, we have to slow down. We see the indicated point not too far away from us, so we have to brake it harder in order not to get derailed for James. Although I should film a collection of all the engines being derailed, but not today. Okay, around 200 yards, so I'm going to stop at that point and control a little bit about the speed. We're arriving at Frosty Station, so what do we have around us? Two platforms, three tracks, and then some houses out there. Oops, it's brake hard. Oops, signal past the danger. So we're going to load the checkpoint again. So basically we're going to do everything again. Start from the station, start from that foot, I guess. Just too careless about this. So about this, since I'm just going to replay this part, I'm going to mute my microphone. Unless I see any of our viewers leaving comments in the chat. Oops, slightly too fast. So I'm going to mute my microphone for a while until I reach Crosby Station again. Getting closer to Crosby Station again. So apologies for not driving safely and then wasting time to repeat this part of the story. So slow down a little bit more to not to let that happen again. So just go way slower. Control it. Stop and here. Done. Okay, we unlock the doors for passengers. Oops, what happened?
As James arrived at the station, he suddenly heard a familiar whistle. "Oh no," said James. "It's Gordon."
Really, oh no.
"Hello, little James. What are you doing coupled to that van?" asked Gordon. "Oh, is that what passes as a special coach nowadays?" Gordon puffed away, still laughing. James tried to ignore him, and it wasn't long before the guard's whistle blew and they continued on their way.
Okay, I was right. There must be at least like some engines were noticed about that. So I have to lock the doors. Okay, now it's done. We're going to Wellsworth Station, so let's start. Okay, we have only 6 engines here, and excluding James, there will be like 5 engines. We already have Gordon seeing James pulling the van and the coaches together, so I'm not so sure who else we're going to meet with. But I don't think it's Percy, but because we already met him when we tried to like couple the trucks, but like well, anything could happen. So I don't think Gordon will appear again, but maybe for the rest of the engines available in the game, we'll meet them somewhere. I don't know who we will meet for the next. So anyway, I could speed up right now, just to go a little bit faster. That whistle sign up ahead. Faster and faster. So quite a bit of distance to go. 1.5 miles. Okay, the green signal, so just keep going. We're not going to change tracks anyway. We're going to keep on the same track usually. So unless something showed up ahead, that will not affect our trip here. So we push through, push it harder. So I also think actually James could also run fast in this game. So from 8 miles, just keep pushing through and pushing through. To slow down James. Remember something, yards ahead, and we're passing a bridge. But that one should be a river or a lake or whatever that is. There should be a river. It's flowing into the sea, so we need to slow down. It's not too late for me this time. I don't want to restart this point again. Maybe it's too late. Oops. Too late for me to slow down. I think I have to restart this point again. Yeah, too late to stop. I have to rerun it. So we're going to start across B again. So my fault for that it happened twice in the same story. So anyway, let me start again. So I'm not going to mute the microphone this time because it's like, although it's still far away from here, but it's not going to like be too long in between stations. So I'm going to mute my microphone this time. let me take a look what we have. We have some small paths with some snow on it, and farmlands are also all covered in snow. So for anyone who likes snow, you could actually choose it from the explore mode, or I would like to call it free roam, because that's usually how I call the mode of how we could freely running around the world. And free roam is also kind of coming like from the Need for Speed series or just some other games. Anyway. So like for anyone who happens to watch this live stream, I hope you can stay a little bit longer and watch it a little bit longer, because the average time of watching this live stream is just 23 seconds. So I hope many people can come and support me for this live stream. And for anyone interested, you could actually leave some comments in the chat box. I'll try to see if I can respond to them, so I'm not pushing it too fast. And then I will start slowing down once I start the countdown. So I think it's time for me to slow down, otherwise I'll be warned for like passing the signals of danger or something like that again. I'm going to go slower this time, so that it will be more controllable. Yeah, it's kind of like not able to stop the engine already happened twice in the story and in this live stream as well, so I'm not going to let it happen again. So with the train going so fast, it's really a little bit difficult to control the speed, especially for high-speed engines. Gordon or James or stop here. Safe. So lock the doors, board passengers, load some passengers or to unload them.
James soon arrived at Wellsworth Station. As the passengers began to board, he suddenly noticed the station master talking to someone with a large wooden box. "I'm sorry, but you can't bring this on the train," said the station master. "There isn't enough space. You'll need to wait for the mail train later tonight." "But I'm performing in an important concert," explained the passenger, "and I must get myself and my piano there on time." James listened carefully, and suddenly an idea came to him. "Excuse me," he called, "but you could try putting your piano into my van. I'm sure it would fit, and it would mean you could get to your concert on time." The passenger was delighted. "That's a wonderful idea, James," said the passenger. "What a clever engine you are." James felt rather pleased with himself. "This piano is heavy," moaned the van. "Why did we have to take it?" "Do stop your complaining," puffed James. "All this fuss over one wooden box." "The piano is loaded now, so it's almost time for us to get going," said James to the passenger. So the passenger hurried quickly to their carriage, and moments later the guard blew his whistle, and James knew it was time to leave.
Okay, so our passenger, one of our passengers is a pianist, and I'm not so sure why the concert hall does not have a piano for the pianists, so that the pianist has to bring a piano with himself. And I'm not so sure if it's kind of lucky or not that James is stuck with the band, so that James could carry that piano for that pianist. So anyway, we're carrying that. The fan is not happy, but James is happy. So anyway, we're heading to the next station, 2.2 miles away. So go faster. I will try not to let it happen again for the third time in this story and this live stream. I'm trying to control the speed, although I want to push it faster for James in here. Slightly farther than what we have been on the journey so far. So push it faster, push it faster, push it faster. Where's the whistle sound? Let's see. It happened on the opposite direction and the way we're heading to. So let's take a look at those farmlands again. They're all covered in snow. But I think the river is not iced. Water keeps flowing in the river. And then is there like a lake or something? I don't think I see one in here. Okay, let's keep pushing through. So 1.3 miles from here. And I have to say this story is actually quite long. So I just have like missing the location to stop at for twice. But it's already like over speeding. Reduce the speed. So it's like already 37 minutes for this live stream, but we're still at first story that we're looking at, which I'm glad to have like look at 2 stories for this live stream. But I'm afraid that will kind of have the live stream being too long. So anyway, let's see it later. Oops. Well, I must fail this time. Yeah, it really happened the third time. Is that an emergency brake or something? Nah, I just keep talking. It's the third time. So anyway, I have the checkpoint, load checkpoint function. So anything I have set so far just comes back to me. Yeah. So I'll have to restart it again. So that would be like 2 to 3 minutes wasted each time. So that's why it makes it feel so long for the story. But you know what? I think I will still talk a little bit for the time being, because otherwise it will be too boring. Unless it's a shunting charge, which I did not have myself, and the live stream to have my commentary, because shunting charge is just, you know, also take quite a bit of time, but quite repetitive and slow in the rhythm, because we cannot have the engines being driven too fast. So, and we just keep repeating the process of like shunting the trucks and to put them in the correct order. So for that part, to have commentary is a little bit boring, but for this one, at least we could see something, the scenery around us. because shunting challenge just got stuck at the yard, but this one we're just driving somewhere else. So that will be slightly more interesting. Driving trains elsewhere, and quite interesting to see James to have a van and the coaches at the same time. So I do not wish to push it too hard at the top speed for James this time. I don't want to have it the fourth time, but I'm afraid after I say this, the fourth time will come to me. So let's see how many times that I have forgotten to stop at the indicated location in this story and in this live stream. So yeah, I'll try not to go too fast. Maybe I should slow down a little bit already. Because I think that was a bridge, right? And I think I also see the station up ahead soon. Not very clear, but we're heading the station soon, so we'll slow down. Yeah, it's not like Percy or Thomas. I think having brakes for them is easier. I think it's kind of because of the top speed that they could be at before. Like Gordon and James, they could go really very fast, so just have to control the speed carefully. And yeah, she goes lower now. Yeah, I understand that it's like when I keep talking and keep talking, then I will be distracted and then forget to stop at the indicated points. Okay, stop here. Unlock the doors to board the passengers.
At the next station, Sir Topham Hatt was waiting for James to arrive. He was surprised to see a goods van in front of his coaches. He was just about to ask him about it when the owner of the piano came over to see him. "This clever engine and his crew came to my rescue," he explained. "They helped me to transport my piano in time for my band's concert tonight. And James offered to help. You must be very proud of him." "Indeed I am," smiled Sir Topham Hatt. "James, your quick thinking has helped a passenger in need, and you've once again proven yourself to be a really useful engine." "Thank you, sir," puffed James proudly. "Hey, what about me?" cried the van. "I had to carry the piano." Sir Topham Hatt turned his attention to the van. "I hear you helped one of my passengers today," he said. "So I must thank you as well. You are a very useful van indeed, and you've even given me an idea. Perhaps we should consider adding vans to all our passenger trains in future." "I think that's a good idea, sir," said James. "Getting stuck to a goods van wasn't such a bad thing after all." The van was pleased, but a little embarrassed. He wasn't used to getting praise like this, and was looking forward to his next passenger train.
Okay, so the story finishes here, and even though they said that, I don't really see like engines pulling coaches and trucks at the same time. So anyway, finish this story. So we're going to head to the next one. So we have first class engine for James again. And you see putting some mail trucks back in there. And then let me go back to the main menu first. So what else do we have here? Oh, we have Gordon, the truck with some trucks. It's one story, and then there should be the other one for James in here, the first class engine, and there should be the third one, Jack Frost. and Shunting Showdown. I think I'm going to go with Gordon and the Troublesome Trucks first. Although I want to do the Jack Ross, but that would also include James, so I'm going to go with the one with Gordon first.
Gordon and the Troublesome Trucks. Maintenance is an important part of keeping a railway running safely. Tracks need to be fixed and points must be mended to ensure the safety of people and engines. Early one morning, Sir Topham Hatt arrived at Tidmouth Sheds to make an important announcement. Some maintenance work is being done on a section of the main line between Marron and Kelsthorpe Road. So I've decided it will be safer for all of you if we close that part of the line until the work is complete. This means that many of you will have to do different jobs, so we can keep things running smoothly. But I'm sure you will all manage. Thomas and Emily, please look after the passengers and make sure they can still reach their destinations without confusion or delay. Yes, sir, replied the engines. Percy, I need you to run Thomas's branch line. Yes, sir, he replied. Then Sir Topham Hatt turned to Gordon. And I have an important job for you too, Gordon, he said. The workmen need some supplies delivered to the worksite. So whilst the other engines are busy, I will need you to deliver them. But sir, what about the express? Unfortunately, we've had to cancel all express trains whilst the work is being carried out. We can't have high-speed trains passing through an area that's being repaired. It's just not safe. Cancelled? But sir, you can't cancel the express. It's the most important service on the island, and far more important than delivering some trucks. Now, Gordon, I know how much the express means to you, but it's far more important right now that we get the line repaired as soon as we can. You can go back to pulling the express once the work has been completed. Oh, if I must. And with that, Sir Topham Hatt turned and headed off to attend to other things. What's Sir Topham Hatt thinking? Making me take dirty trucks from dirty sidings? He's just trying to make sure that the railway keeps running smoothly and that all of the passengers can reach their destinations on time, said Emily. We all need to make the most of this time while repairs are being carried out. And besides, Sir Topham Hatt has given you an important job. I thought an important engine like you would appreciate that. Goods trains are just not suitable for a grand engine like me, Gordon went on. It wouldn't be dignified. That's enough, Gordon, said his fireman. Come on now. The workmen are expecting these trucks to be delivered and we don't want to delay things any further. Oh, all right. The sooner we get this job over with, the sooner I can be back pulling the express.
Okay, so we have another unhappy engines. This time it's Gordon. So he has to go to Netfoot Yacht Entry now. He's going to get the trucks. So who we see here? We see Thomas, Emily, and Percy. They're not going to blow the whistle anyway. And we see Andy and Clarabelle back kept there under the shed. Some trucks around. It's about like a town center here, larger town. Still kind of a suburban area, I think. Anyway, get recording started here. It's quite a bit of distance away from here, so let's just keep going. Okay, I see some viewers watching this live stream, so anyway interested, you can leave some comments in the chat box. So we have to go with slow speed in here. Just thinking about one thing, is there a chance that we could actually play with the turntable in front of the shed? I'm not so sure if we could do that in the explore mode. We're going slowly here. So now I'm just waiting for the point that we can go faster. And we're back at some like spring or summer weather. So no more snow. Oh, we're changing tracks, so that's why we're going slow here. Slightly a little bit faster. Okay, so a few trucks here. And some workers. And then we could go faster now. As the sign says, Tibet Bridge. We can go up to 50 miles per hour. We're not too far away from points in the yacht entry, so I'm not going to go too fast for Gordon. Although it says we could go up to 15 miles per hour, but I'm not going to do that. So some buses, green buses, double decker, just outside of the station. I think it's the second time I have seen it in the game, but those are just for decorations that are not going anywhere. So we're heading that yacht entry soon. So it's a set stop and wait. Is it going to affect us? Let's go slower in this case. So the headlight doesn't really do anything. You can see it. Okay, go. Signal. So just keep going. Still not too bad, it's just like less than 25 miles per hour. Okay, where's that point? Wow, so many trucks around. If those trucks are what we're going to put, or those at the very outside of us. So we see passengers at the station. Announcement. I think they're going to ask us to slow down a little bit more. Okay, 200 yachts ahead. So I'll go slower. Stop here. And then we have 11 vehicles to couple. How we go backwards? Okay, so space. Turn off the headlights. So he's not happy about it. But you still have to do the work. just like what we're doing in real life, like or sometimes for like some tasks or jobs that we do not like, but we still have to do them. I mean, that's probably part of lives or fates. So we just keep going and keep going, like the edges. Okay, so reaching to the trucks. I don't know, there will be like 11 vehicles to carry. That's quite a lot, to be honest. So for anyone happen to watch this live stream, you're welcome to say hello to everyone in the chat box. So what I'm doing now is to couple with the 11 trucks with I think those are construction materials or something like that. So anyway, there are 11 trucks to be carried by Gordon. Done.
Gordon was still sulking when he arrived at the yard. The trucks eyed him with interest.
"What's this great blue galloping sausage doing in our yard?" they shrieked. "We want a proper engine like Henry or Edward."
They call him a sausage.
Stop that, called Gordon. You have got me today the fastest engine on Sodor, and I'll have no nonsense from you.
We don't have Henry or Edward here.
"We'll give him nonsense."
They chuckled to each other. But Gordon didn't hear them.
Okay, saying hello to our viewer who has really tried to leave a comment or 2 comments in the chat box. Hi, and I'm doing good so far. I just missed the indicated location in the last story, still within this live stream for 3 times. So I'm going to drive carefully. I don't want to let the 4th time happening. Okay, so I'm going to drive carefully with 11 trucks back at there. And maybe I just focus too much on like talking a lot during the last story, so that's why I just keep missing. I kept missing the indicated location to be stopped at. So anyway, have to go very slow at the yard, especially with 11 trucks. And the trucks actually want Henry or Edward to pull them, but we don't have Henry or Edward in this game. I don't know if we're going to have them in the game in future, but so for at this time we don't have them. So we only have Gordon to pick them up and to bring them to. They should be 1.9 miles away from this yard. It's a cross B-through track. So Gordon is unhappy, the trucks are also unhappy, so yeah, they just have to accept it. Otherwise we don't have the story to read. That's how the story wrote. We're still going at slow speed limit here, so we cannot go too fast yet. Especially we have 11 trucks. We're still leading and starting. Yeah, I can see your comment in the chat box. chats or the chat room. I'm not so sure what's the official name of it, but just anything similar to this. So yes, I can see your comments. I think we have a viewer who also left some comment about like having a fish in the tank of the steam engine. So that should be like the last live stream for the laptop. So I put that a bit faster. So our viewer last time actually provided us some knowledge about like maybe in real life there would be someone like really leaving a fish in the tank to keep the tank of the steam engine to be clean. So that's one piece of knowledge that I have learned last time. So who's your favorite Thomas character? Of course, I would say Thomas. He's just the most iconic one. Not because of the number, it's because the first story that I read in the series is about him. And of course there are other engines like Gordon, Edward, who I actually also like Edward because I think he's a kind of like a hard-working engine from what I have seen from the series. Oh, yours is Diesel. Well, for me, like Diesel is kind of half been good, half been bad. I think it's because of his personality and what he have done. I'm not so sure if he appeared in lots of episodes in the series, but from what I have watched in the days, he's not really giving me a very good impression. Although there's one story in this game which makes me feel like maybe he's not that bad. Okay, we're soon going through a tunnel. Just go back to the driver cat's wheel here. So there's quite a bit of time since I watched this series. So it has changed a lot. Because by the time I have watched the series, it was still made with real train models, filmed with real train models, instead of like some CGI. So I think the CGI thing is already quite near to this generation. So your favorite episode with Diesel's top goes the Diesel is the world's strongest engine. So I think we should watch that. Okay, let me try to search for them when I have time to sit down and to see if I could find them on YouTube or anywhere else. But I hope they put some episodes on YouTube. So for these episodes, it's like is that one episode or two episodes just mentioned? I could really try to search them on YouTube, and are those episodes, or is that episode with filmed with real train models, or just those CGI version? I think each of them would have their own advantages. Like if you're filming with the real train models, that would be quite a bit of work to do, but that's what the original series looked like, and with the CGI version, they could put in more variability into the series, because those are not just stable or say, static train models. Although they could still change the faces of the engines in the classic series, but with CGI you could actually do more. So that's why they could easily come up with more characters in some newer generations of the series. So I'm going to stop here. Oh, that should be not stopping, but that one's go via location. Well, season 2, I think that one is quite a bit of time, so I guess that one is a classic TV series. And then for like World Strongest season 7, it should also be a classic TV series filmed with real train model. So I actually have enabled the function of replay of this live stream chat here. So maybe I could come back to the chat and look at the comments in there so that I could pick them up. I mean, pick up the names of the episode and try to see if I can watch them or find them from YouTube or anywhere else on the internet. Okay, let's get back to driving here. 1.8 miles, but not stopping, but that one's actually going through that indicator point, so I go slightly faster. And if you just go back to the earlier part of this live stream, the whole world is covered in snow. But then now we're just going back to some spring or summer nice weather. So you see grass anywhere. Got to whistle. So we're just with Gordon here. We haven't seen any other engines yet. Okay, if we're asking if the game is good, I think so far it's good. The stories are good, although I have not yet finished them all. But based on what I have finished so far, those are good stories. And one thing I'm not too happy about it is you can see some of the time that will be slightly laggy. I'm not sure if it's because of the spec of my computer here. And for the shunting challenge, that's really a headache for me, because like we have to go very slow at the yard or just anywhere to put the trucks back in order. But every time doing that, it would at least use like for at least an hour, because we have to drive very slow at the yard to collect the trucks, to uncouple the trucks, to put the trucks back in order. So not a very attractive activity in this game for me in terms of the shunting challenge. But for the stories, they are good. Well, not too distracting for like reading comments here. Just trying to take a balance in between driving and looking at comments. So if I have to focus on driving, then I will not read the comments, but so far it's good. Okay, so stop to, oh no, that was go via location. I don't have to stop. So we have, as long as we have a go signal, we can just go through that point. So then also for the timetable mode, I hope the developer has already fixed the bug of like not letting the engines to go past the signals. They just trap the engines in between two signals from one of the engines that I have tried with the timetable mode.
Soon Gordon reached the bottom of the hill. As he started to climb, he noticed the train felt heavier and realized the trucks had started their tricks.
hold back, they cried.
And we have to go to the top of the hill, not too far away from here. And let me see, we can see your comment. So, not really a fan of Batman. Lego is fine, but not really a fan of Batman. So I think you won't see me doing any live streams related to Batman. And not really possibly do a live stream for a Lego related PC game or something like that. And it's more likely for me to stick with some simulation games like Supermarket Together and the Mall Simulator, and then The Sims and SimCity, which I have filmed several videos about those in the past, but not many viewers for those, because my channel is mainly established on Supermarket Together, like telling the audience what updates do we have each time. Okay, we have another viewer saying hello to us. So you're new. So in terms of, can you tell us a little bit more about what's so new about you? Are you new to this game, or you're... Okay, we're going via the location, so we don't have to stop here, as long as there's go signal.
Gordon struggled on and finally managed to reach the top of the hill.
On, faster, faster, cried the trucks, and they surged forward, pushing Gordon down the hill.
Whoa! Please stop! cried Gordon in alarm.
We are new to the channel or stream or whatever you can call it. So thanks for watching the live stream, and friends, and thanks for leaving comments in the chat room. And so far I just have 2 viewers leaving comments in here. Yeah, but that's not going to stop you from like still to do live stream. Just keep going. And my objective here is to stop the train before crashing. Oh, you have a channel. That's good to hear that. So can you tell us a little bit more what your channel is about? So although there's only 3 audience watching this live stream, before anyone watching the replay, they can see your comments, because I have enabled function to let the chat room to be replayed, I think. Okay, so stop the train before I crash, but it seems the trucks are not really pushing me that hard. So we have another audience, so hello there. So your channel is mostly about Thomas and Friends, and what that one actually is for, I'm not so sure about that one. FNAF, some reviews, or can you tell me a little bit more about it? And where am I going to stop anyway? Because suppose the tracks are pushing me down the hill, but like I'm going at a very slow speed here, and no trust is pushing Gordon, but they tell us to stop the train before we crashed. So if you were working on the game, if you pick like 10 engines of diesels, if you're asking me, I think I would add in Atwood, because I think it's a hard-working engine from the TV series. That's why I want him to be in the game. And I actually would like to see Henry being blocked in the tunnel. That's also a classic scene in the series. And then I would like to see Toby, number 7 engine, because I want to see like a tram in the game as well. Who else? I do hope they maybe. I think they could maybe add in some smaller engines for the railways. Forget the names, so and memories so faded already. But there are like, some smaller engines that going through the rural areas and going through the hills. Is that called Stars Gallery Railway or something like that? Yeah, I do want them to add in Edward and Henry. So can I play FNAF's Five Nights at Freddy's? Is that a horror game or something? I'm not really a fan of horror game. And back to the scenario. So I think we're going to stop at that point. So we're not going to pass that point anyway. We're gonna stop here because I feel like it's not safe to go to creep.
Well done, driver. You stopped the trucks. I'll have no more trouble from you trucks, said Gordon firmly. We have got these goods to deliver.
You always have to spoil the fun.
Gordon soon arrived at the worksite, and the workmen were pleased to see him. Thank you for bringing these supplies, Gordon, said a workman. Now we can finish up these repairs. You're most welcome, puffed Gordon proudly. And with that, Gordon headed back to the sheds to tell the other engines about his truck-filled day.
Okay, we finish the story here, and well, about Jack Frost, I think I will do it in the next live stream of this game. I think I still have like only 3 stories left for this game, and I already have the last version with James, so still I only have 3 stories left. So maybe I would do them in 2 different live streams. And I'm not so sure if anyone is interested in seeing me doing the shunting challenge because I think I still have like 2 to 3 of them to go. So let's see. So I finished the story, so let me go back to the main menu. I have already finished Emily and the Express already. So let me read some comments in here. So your pick for 10 engines would be like Edward, Henry, Toby, Bill and Ben. And who is Boko? I don't recall this name. And then it's number 6 is like Harry and Bert. And then Daisy, and then Mavis, and Diesel 10. Well, I'm not so sure about Diesel 10 because it's like it just appeared and it appeared more than once, but that one should be stick with that Magic Railroad film, and then he also appeared in a few episodes in the TV series. I'm not so sure. I don't really remember. So Splatter and Doge. Well, I think I would have to go to the Wikipedia to look them up because there are like some unfamiliar names that I have seen in here. Well, with what I have watched, those are really back to the old days. So maybe there are some new engines I don't really know about. I do hear some names of like Hero and then who else? And I think I have recently seen a Shinkansen appeared in one of the episodes. What's wrong with the CGI for the TV series? So yeah. So anyway, um, I'll try to do well. You know what? Let me double check. Jack Frost. It's one story, and then I have. What do I have? I have Shunting Showdown, and then I have First Class Engine. Those should be the three stories left unfinished. And I think I have finished the rest of them. And I do not recall how many shunting charge I still have. Maybe 2 to 3. Emily's story is finished already, so yeah, there should be like 3 stories left. I'm going to do them in 2 live streams. Well, so maybe for one of the live stream, I'll have to do a shunting challenge in order to keep the live stream long enough. Because for the rest, they're all done. And maybe I could also try to have one trip in the Explorer mode. It's because like we could choose between like dynamic weather and then custom. Oops, they let us to change. You could choose fog, wetness, snow, and wind strength. Well, speaking of adding more engines, I hope maybe they should also bring back Duck, Oliver, and then one of the brothers with number 9 and 10. One of them should be named Donald, and the other one is Douglas, right? And then some other engines like Spencer, maybe, so that they could add in that summer house or the mansion into the map. I'm not sure if it exists in the game already, but I feel like no. Oh, I do think I should think about some collectibles. So let me see, is there anything? Yeah, I should think about these. As you can see, I haven't found any of those yet. There are 20 paintings, 20 conductor heads, 20 whistles, and 20 Thomas books. It could be found. It should be like more, like there should be more challenges, posters, and tiles. But I'm not so sure. I think I have seen one of the books in one of the story, but I'm not driving freely because I was doing a story, so I think I have to go back to the area like with Farquhar Quarry or in Farquhar Town, some location like that, because I have seen some kind of like a floating bridge with a book on it, but I just cannot have the engine to drive over there. Okay, so a little bit more information from our viewer here. So Oko is a long green diesel that's friends with Edward and Bill and Ben. And Splatter and is the Dojo Doggy is Diesel Tan's henchmen. Yeah, I know about Mavis, I think. So Mavis should be a lady, I think, if I remember correctly, and with the black and yellow stripes in front of uh in front of her hood. I think is the called hood, or what's that name for it? And what about Daisy? Is Daisy the one, the diesel engine who also who could just carry passengers on her own, or is that some is that another engine or something? Well, luckily I have turned on the function to keep the live chats even after the live stream has ended, so that I could just scroll back through all these comments and then I could go and search for more information about Thomas and Friends. Okay, so let me see. It's about 1 hour and 25 minutes, and maybe let me finish and wrap up the live stream here. So, um, I'm going to do two stories in the next live stream on this game. So I think one of them will be Jack Frost, because that one is also what I plan to do in the next live stream. And then I'll see if I pick Thomas and Diesel story or Jane's story then. And then there will be one story left, and then I'll do a shunting charge with that remaining one story after that. So yeah, let me just wrap up this live stream here. So one more comment from our viewers. So Ari and Bert, they're twins in this great yard. So they're in green and in yellow. Oh, I was right about Daisy. Okay, good. Okay, so let me wrap up the live stream here, and thanks for everyone who has watched this live stream. You can always go back to watch and replay this live stream and my other live streams and videos in my channel if you're interested. So thanks for watching and wish everyone have a good day.